today I'm going to be opening up this joystick from Thrustmaster. This is a gaming joystick for the PC. But anyway, starting off with the box, as you can see, it's just got the illustration of the joystick along with the name, and then down at the bottom here we've got the heart technology, which basically uses magnets to help cut down on friction. You can use it both left-handed and right-handed. Then you've got another image here along with description as to what all the buttons are and what they can do, and the trigger itself can be configured for brakes or rapid fire, so for civilian flight or military flight. On the other side we have again what looks like an illustration and explanation of the magnetic technology that's in it to cut down on the friction. So inside the box we have this first booklet here, which is the quick takeoff guide, and inside here it's got a couple of the default mapping for the different buttons, again in another language. Then we have the instruction manual. Inside here it shows you how you can change the position of the padding from the left to the right hand side depending on whether you're left or right handed. It also explains about left and right handed a bit more and the different button positioning. Technical features, getting to know your joystick. This also has backlighting, so that'll be nice to see. Some information about the throttle, installation, adjustments and troubleshooting. And inside this little package here we have the rests for the side of the joystick. So these will be, I think it comes, it comes for right-handed position. So these two will be for the left-handed, so you'd replace that one with that and you'd stick that one there. So this comes with a decent length USB cable, and it has a little plastic cap over the end of the USB. On the top you have the direction button along with another 3 buttons. The trigger's in a nice position, it feels quite comfortable where it is, and it also has these little indentations here to stop your fingers slipping about. It has a decent sized palm rest. Then on the base of it you can see it's got 6 buttons on the left. On the right hand side it's got the exact same layout with 6 buttons. On the back here we have the throttle. This moves quite nicely, there's no clicking of positions, it's just a smooth movement till it stops. Down here you can see it's got the green here, which will light up when this is connected up to a computer. On the bottom we have the little rubber feet that should help it from slipping about on wooden and smooth surfaces. And then you've got the switch here for the left-handed and right-handed. So this is, again, it's come set up for right-handed use, so the switch is already in the right position for me. So I'll move back to the main grip itself. Like I said before, these are removable. This side will just pull off, and then there's a screw inside there to remove this one, and then you'd use the included parts and screw this one onto that side and put the new attachment on that side. It's a good grip. It's not, for my size hand, which I'd say is probably average, it don't feel too big or too small, it's just the right thickness for gripping. The feedback I'm getting from the bottom itself is very easy to move, easy to twist, but you can feel a bit of the springy action going on. Easy enough to get into all the corners, springs back quite nicely, stays in the middle. There's not a lot of movement, even just by touching it very slightly with your finger, it's not hardly moving. So the central position's really good on it and solid. Like I said, it's got the rubber feet on the bottom, so if you're playing this on a flat, smooth surface like wood, glass desktops, painted surfaces and so on, it should be fine. It's on cloth at the minute, so it's moving about a bit on here, but when I get it on computer upstairs on the glass desk, I should imagine it'll be fairly solid and I won't need to be using two hands to hold it steady. Okay, so I've got it plugged into the computer now. I forgot to mention earlier that this bottom plate here that you rest your hand on can also be moved around for left-handed use. So if you're going to be using maybe two of these or you're left-handed, then obviously you're going to need to unscrew this and switch it around. I'm running Elite and Dangerous on Windows 10. I've connected this up to both the USB 2 port and the 3.0 port just to check compatibility, and it's working on both of them. The game itself, Elite and Dangerous, when I go into the game settings, it were already configured in there. I just remapped a couple of the buttons, but other than that it were up and running pretty much straight away. Before using this I was using the keyboard and mouse, so after a quick play with this I can tell you it's a definite big improvement, and I can quite easily control the ship now with just one hand. I can still use the keyboard for a couple of functions that I haven't mapped to this, but for now I'll show you a couple of the buttons that I have configured. Direction on the top here, I've set that up for my thrust, so as you can see there, whatever direction I press, it thrusts in that direction, which makes things a lot easier, especially coming from the keyboard and mouse. And then on the left of that, on the left button here, we have targeting and secondary fire on the other side, and we also have the threat here as well. So if you click this button, it'll show you the threat. And then obviously on the front I have the main trigger set up to my primary fire. The twisting of the joystick left and right will do the turning, as you can see there, and then obviously the joystick itself does all the rest of the directions. And as you can see, once you start using the joystick, the base of it lights up this nice green colour here. The buttons down at the bottom, I haven't configured all of these yet. You can pretty much put there, I'd recommend putting settings that you need to get to relatively quickly on the joystick here, especially for like in dogfights, if you need to quickly get to a button. It's a lot easier to do it on here rather than keyboard. And then on the back here where the throttle is, I've configured this for obviously forward thrust and then reverse thrust as well. And as I mentioned earlier, because this is a glass desktop, I didn't imagine that this were going to move about on here, because like I say, it's got the rubber pads on the bottom. I can't even push it along the desk with my hand. So my thoughts on the joystick itself, especially with the Elite and Dangerous, it's definitely made the game a lot more enjoyable and easier to play, especially with a VR headset on at the same time. It's a lot more easy to control and easier to find the buttons that you need to use as well, especially getting in and out of the docks, which I was having a bit of problem with, but I've mastered that now with the help of the joystick. So anyway, I hope the video's been of some use to you. If it has, please do hit the thumbs up. Also, don't forget to subscribe for future unboxings and upcoming projects that I'll be doing, and I'll see you in the next video.